Alright, welcome back everyone to Wannabe Canon Part 2, where we are going to cast the recently announced Justice League Dark, and we are going to start with Swamp Thing, Dr. Alec Holland. So, Terry, I'm going to disappear in front of the graphic right here, and you go ahead and let me know who you casted as the Doc.
So, as I prepared a long time ago, I have my doctor. His name is Sindhil Ramamurthy.
Ramamurthy, yes.
Can't pronounce his name, but he played Mohinder in the Heroes TV show. You might recognize him, where he also was a doctor. For the Swamp Thing form, I'm going with the Great Khali, former wrestler, very imposing dude. And I think the number one thing with Swamp Thing, you gotta get the voice right. Like Groot, Vin Diesel has a great voice for Groot, has a great voice for the Iron Giant, but we can't use Vin Diesel because he's busy. So Great Khali's voice, just as deep, just as mysterious, just as slow. Don't gotta say a lot.
I also can't understand him, but yes.
Wow. This is my casting, and I think on the opposite end, Sindhil will give us a very great doctor. He already portrayed one. And, yeah, some diversity up in this bad boy.
Alright, well, you're going to disappear between another graphic. So for my Alec Holland, I'm going to let you know I didn't cast someone for Swamp Thing form. I figured they'd just do CGI. But for Alec Holland, I casted Mr. Matthew McConaughey. Matthew McConaughey, obviously you know where he's from. I don't have to explain it. But there's been rumors before about him getting into comic book movies. No one has been able to grab him up yet, even though I want him to play, and I've wanted him to play for years now. Swamp Thing's, you could call him teammate, Animal Man. He's a family man dad, but that's not what this is about. McConaughey, great actor. He wouldn't. I know Swamp Thing. There's debate whether he turns back to Alec Holland or not, depending on which version you're talking about.
Big debate.
But if it's not too much turning back and forth, I think it'd be fine for him. He's a very big name actor. I'm sure he'd be very expensive, so you wouldn't have to have him on set too much, just like Mark Ruffalo. So, so that's my Alec Holland, Matthew. And he also has that deep South accent from Louisiana and Texas, Texarkana, wherever you want to call it.
All right, my problems start right there, because if this is a CGI character for your version, fine.
Oh no, you don't have to have that accent when he's in Swamp Thing.
But it's Matthew McConaughey. He's not that good at masking his accent.
Oh, okay, well.
He's going to be mostly voice, and I do not want to hear McConaughey's voice talking about the Lincoln that he's driving coming out of Swamp Thing.
I was Swamp Thing before anyone paid me to be Swamp
My
Thing.
man, the Great Khali, and at least the way I understand it, we see the Doc for a little bit, then he becomes Swamp Thing, that's it. Either way you go, I think both actors can give you what they want in their respective role. Great Khali, you do the half and half, like Killer Croc or wherever these other ones that we're realizing is the best mode to do. Half practical costume, half CGI. Guy's huge. Swamp Thing's huge. You put him in the voice. What else can I say? This guy wants all right as the Swamp Thing. So.
All right, well. So give me an Animal Man, and it'll be fine with him being that.
Yeah, okay. So let's come down to a decision. I'm gonna have to go with mine, Sal. What do you think?
I really want McConaughey in a role in DC, so this is what I kind of thought of him for now. But again, I'd rather him be like someone Animal Man or Booster Gold maybe.
Ooh, that's perfect.
That would be perfect. So I'm gonna go with Sendale over here.
All right, let's go to the next one.
All right, we are going to Etrigan the Demon.
You can start this time.
I can start it. All right. Also known as Jason Blood, he is from the 16th century, and I believe his soul got taken over. I forgot how exactly. It's a history, but
they'll change it.
He's lived for a very long time. He's I believe an aristocrat of some sort from England. Since we're talking about a big kind of stocky demon here, who's also happens to be from the European descent, I am going with Mr. Tom Hardy.
Oh.
Yeah. So before this, he was up for a role as Rick Flag. wanted to do it, just couldn't do it. I think The Revenant was in the way. So, I think it's easy for him to bring him on. I think this is the perfect role for him. He's already an intimidating guy. He has the body for it. Not too much more. I mean, you would have CGI, but the body there is there. The acting is there. The grunting is there. I know he doesn't. I know when Etrigan speaks, he's not so much of an animal. He's pretty proper, I believe.
Yeah, he speaks in rhyme though.
Yeah, he does speak in rhyme. So, but even so, I think Hardy's there. He has the role for it.
In my mind, this is a straight CGI transformation, unlike the Swamp Thing. The Jason Blood is very different from the Demon. So I went with a shocker here. Christian Bale makes his return to DC. Like you said, that suave aristocrat that, you can see it in his eyes. He's been there. He's seen some crazy things. I'm going with Mr. Christian Bale. And I think as a mocap actor, when he's the Demon, it'll be new for him, but I think it's a challenge he'll take on. And in this one, I think we'll see a lot more Jason Blood, and he'll only become the Demon when he has to.
I agree with that point. I would like to see more Jason Blood than the Demon. But in terms of what do you think?
This is no question. I'm going with Sal. You can't put Tom Hardy in front of me. I will take him for any role. Like, my mind exploded when you said, dude, even him as the Demon. If you have not seen, oh wow, now I'm blanking on the name. Is it Fighter?
Yeah, Fighter.
No, Warrior. If you haven't seen Warrior with Joel Edgerton and Tom Hardy, you want to see a beast? You want to see an animalistic demon? Tom Hardy can do it all, and he can do suave British. I'm just thinking of his Inception character as Jason Blood and his Warrior character as the Demon. God, yes, Sal. Good job right there.
Now we are going to, let's go to Zatanna. You can go ahead first.
Zatanna, so kind of to put it out there, the rumor is WB wants to go Latina with her, but I don't care. I'm going Alexandria Daddario, who we kind of brought up in a different episode, but if you've seen her in the Percy Jackson movies, more recently in San Andreas with The Rock, this is one of the most breathtakingly beautiful women you ever seen. She has the long dark hair. She has the magic in her eyes. She's going to be in Baywatch, so you'll get to see her, kind of what she would look like. Because Zatanna, she's in the magician's, assistant outfit where, I don't know, it looks kind of like a bikini. So she looks perfect in it. And although I think Zatanna is a more like Zooey Deschanel playful type personality, and Alexandria is not that, but she has such a presence. She's, something like an Emily Blunt or Jessica Chastain, something like that. Well, they're not playful. They're very strong, but you can't deny their presence. So I think when she has to be magical and, show that she's a force to be reckoned with, Alexandria would absolutely kill that role.
Well, that's exactly what I went with when I went in thinking when I was doing this role was she has to be a presence, she has to be strong. And I didn't even know about the rumor about them trying to get a Latina to play her.
Jennifer Lopez.
But I did. No, not Jennifer Lopez. But I went with Michelle Rodriguez from Fast and Furious.
Okay.
And from SWAT. Loved her in SWAT. I think of all the actresses in Hollywood, she has some of the best presence. And she could be very intimidating at times. But she could be soft-spoken as well. So I think it would be a good, juxtaposition between her, like you said, needing that magic, needing that force out there, but then at the same time, she can, keep it cool, I guess you could say. I think this is the toughest one we've come to so far.
Man, I don't see Michelle doing
you don't
it.
Think so?
She is a little too intimidating to be this character. I just think she's always played more relatable, whether she's a mechanic or a car buff or she's a SWAT member, she sells those really gritty roles very well.
She's the everyday woman.
Yeah, I don't know if she sells magic. My girl, Daddario, was in Percy Jackson where she played a demigod. She's got experience with the magic. Again, she's not the most cuddliest person, but this is a challenge for her. She's sexy as all outdoors, so I think she just fits this role. I don't know if she's best, but between these two, I gotta stick with my girl.
Okay, I wasn't 100% sold on Rodriguez, but I really liked the presence, like we talked about. But so yeah, I'll go with Daddario. Don't know her stuff too well. I haven't seen Andreas yet, so
yeah, check that out. San Andreas is a fun summer movie.
Yeah. All right, on to our second to last, Dead Man, Boston Brand. He was an acrobat in the circus and was killed by an assassin called the Hook, I believe, and I think it's through the League of Assassins, if I'm not mistaken. But he died, and then another guy's soul took over his soul. It's pretty complicated.
Weird, and they'll change it.
Yeah, it's pretty complicated, but very interesting character. Go ahead and look him up, but yeah, so let's cast
You'll be
him.
first.
I'll go first. I don't know Dead Man too well, but I just went with someone who I thought can portray someone. I believe Dead Man is kind of like he doesn't seem like the most joyful person. He seems pretty like he's a dead man and he has to help people just to stay out of hell. That's basically his deal with that. So if you could imagine someone having to do that every day and just, kind of act that out, I picked Oscar Isaacs as my dead man and as Boston Brand. I wanted some diversity in my casting. We already have Michelle Rodriguez for me. But, so Oscar Isaacs can play the dark character. We've seen it in many movies. Most recently in Apocalypse, X-Men Apocalypse. So yeah, I think he can play that dark demon kind of guy, and he's a great actor, bar none. Great actor.
All right. For me, similar. I wanted to get someone that could capture that tortured soul, literally. And we talked about this in a different video. Dead Man plays big in the comics in certain storylines, so you gotta have someone that could carry. Yeah, Brightest Day. You gotta have someone that could carry it. I went with the man.
No,
that
I don't know. I feel like I know what you're gonna say.
Bryan Cranston.
Oh no, I didn't know.
The guy that people wanted to be the bald Lex Luthor. They got him as the bald Lord Zordon. I think it's CGI. You could make it real ghostly. It's not a lot of physical acting involved for him. Bryan Cranston able to give you that like spooky, that hardcore, that tortured, everything you want from such a great actor.
I would never believe in a million years Bryan Cranston being an acrobat though.
Yeah, I didn't know that part about Dead Man till you said it, but he's dead, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And Dead Man, well, depending on what they do with it, but he's been dead for a long time. So
yeah, he's been a long.
He's
kind of like Jason Blood.
Yeah, so he's old.
The only reason I wouldn't want Cranston is I could see him being someone else. I don't know who, but I don't think he would fit well in this cast. I think they need to cast within the same age group. And I don't know why. Don't ask me why. I just do. I just see the same age group people. So
you think he's too old?
I think he's too old.
Ageist.
Yeah. Well, ageism.
Well, Oscar Isaac is too soon, bro. He was just Apocalypse. Now you want him to be Dead Man. And the thing is, from what I've been seeing other people talk about it, is apparently in the comics, Dead Man is a very funny character.
See, I don't know.
Like he possesses people and like. I don't know. He's like comic relief, but it's weird because the only time I seen Dead Man was in Brightest Day and in the Justice League cartoon, and he was nothing close to funny in those.
He was pretty depressed.
Yeah, he was very depressed, like very depressed.
Because he came back to life. and he didn't know why.
But he wants to get vengeance, and I think he's staying out of hell, but I think he has to like do good deeds to
stay out
get
of hell.
vengeance on whoever killed him. And so none of that sounds funny to me. I mean, but if you wanted to go that route, you want to do half and half, or if you want him to possess people, Bryan Cranston's comedic chops beats out Oscar Isaac's. Oscar Isaac, yeah, he can do a little of everything, but Bryan Cranston's hilarious. Though before you saw Breaking Bad or whatever that TV show is, you saw Malcolm in the Middle, and he was the best part of that show. So I think my guy wins out.
All right. Only because it's Bryan Cranston. He's
giving it to me?
Yeah, I'll give it to you.
All right.
Just because I didn't know too much about the traits and characteristics of Dead Man.
Well, I didn't know he's an acrobat, so.
It isn't even 50-50. Maybe we'll go halves on that.
Yeah, tell us what you think.
All right, and last but not least, the leader of Justice League Dark, Constantine. We've already seen him on TV and in the movies. Not in the movies, not quite what we know as Constantine.
That was back before superheroes.
Yeah. That was Keanu Reeves. So, but anyways,
pick Keanu Reeves.
we're gonna go. Let's go with you, Terry. What are you gonna?
All right. So first, I got to pick, but you go ahead and tell me if this is illegal. Idris Elba.
Oh, because he's black.
No, because he's in Marvel as the one guy.
I was actually thinking of Elba for other people on this list.
I got to back up if this is illegal.
So yeah, I'm gonna say illegal. I don't think it'd be possible.
Racist at its finest. All right, that's fine. My second pick, Matt Ryan, the guy that plays Constantine on the CW. I know I say this all the time, but he's perfect as John Constantine. I didn't even know who John Constantine was. I knew of the Keanu Reeves movie, had no idea that was the comic version. But I didn't watch the TV show. It was canceled, even though everyone loved it. So he came on the Arrow this past season. And everyone was hyped up for this episode. And I'm like, oh, okay, let's see what this guy from a canceled show can do. He perfectly plays Constantine. The way his tie is just ever so slightly undone always. The way he's always got a cigarette. He really displays the I've been there, done that. You have no idea how much stuff I've seen type. And I know that the CW is different and everything. But his show is canceled. He doesn't have a spot. He was in Arrow one time. So he doesn't have a spot right now. So I think you could put him in the movies and pass it off. Not to mention this is the DCU Universe Part 2 as we believe. And this is going to be separate from the other DCU. So yes, Matt Ryan.
All right. Well, you really thought of that one. Yeah, that could be possible, but I don't think they'll do that.
Hey, just tell me your pick, so how about that?
Okay, well, I had a lot of picks for this one, but it all came down to Mr. Brad Pitt.
Oh,
okay. I think you need a big name. They're trying to bring up all these big names here, and when you think of male actors, you think of, in Hollywood, you think of George Clooney, you think of Ben Affleck, you think of Brad Pitt.
I don't think of Ben Affleck.
I know you don't, but ask anyone on the street, you'll think of those three people, and Tom Hanks. Those are the big four. I think Brad Pitt can play any sort of character. He's a great actor, especially in the last few years. He's taken on a lot of different roles. He kind of has, if you want to look at it as an he was in David Ayer's Fury. David Ayer did Suicide Squad. You never know what they might
David
make.
Ayer's no longer in the DC.
Yeah, well, we'll see about that. But I believe he can play the witty guy. You've seen him in Fight Club. Come on, there's a bunch of other ones, but Fight Club is the beacon for that. The only thing he needs to do is put on an accent. But it's Brad Pitt. He can't. I've already looked up his accent. He had one way back in like an old movie, which was pretty bad, but years ago. So yeah, I think they're gonna try and wrangle him up, and it's not a Superman role, it's not a Batman role, so I think he'd be willing to do it. So that's my pick.
All right. So what are you thinking?
I'm gonna go with Brad Pitt because I don't think they would ever put the TV people on there. I understand the argument. His thing's canceled and his he's only on Arrow once, but I don't think they'll go near that. And it's also Brad Pitt.
Yeah, I like my pick, but I will concede to Brad Pitt. I think this guy is just a cheaper version of Brad Pitt.
The poor man's Brad
Yeah,
Pitt.
you get a big name like you said. Kind of like Suicide Squad, you got to get some names in this to really push it. Brad Pitt, man, that's just such a good pick. So
Yeah.
I have to give that one
I
to
did
you.
my work today.
I'm thinking of Rusty from Ocean's 11 type character,
Mm-hmm.
just with magic, and that's absolutely amazing. I would pay to see that. But now, if we get him, you gotta get Angelina Jolie to play Zatanna.
You could do that.
Yeah.
I would watch that.
All right, so that is the cast. Let's recap. Swamp Thing, we went with
Sendil.
Sindel from Heroes, who played Mohinder.
Yeah.
All right, for
Etrigan the Demon, we have Tom Hardy. And then yours, Zatanna.
Zatanna, we went with Alexandria Daddario.
And then Dead Man was also you.
Dead Man, Bryan Cranston.
And for Constantine was my pick, Mr. Brad Pitt.
All right, that is one heck of a cast. All right, so that is our episode of Wannabe Canon. Please go through, tell us what you think of our picks. Tell us which picks was best. Tell us your picks. Let's have fun with this until they give us a cast that's nothing like what we asked for. But anyway, if you heard it here, I guess it's canon.